Processing time guilt refers to the feeling of guilt that can arise from the natural tendency for autistic individuals to take longer to process information, which can sometimes lead to perceived delays in response or understanding, and this might cause them to feel responsible for others' frustrations or discomfort due to their different processing speeds. This definition was provided to me by Michael Q from my online community, and I've been really excited to share it with everyone here at Mom on the Spectrum because I feel like it provides a really important insight into our autistic patterns. So, this delayed processing, this processing time guilt, shows up in many different ways in our lives. It could show up in conversations, maybe arguments that we have with a loved one, maybe a spouse. You might have an argument and need time away by yourself to process what even happened before you can determine how you think or feel or what you need from that situation. This can cause a lot of frustration to the person on the other side of the conversation because they might think that we're shutting down or withdrawing or ignoring them when really we just need more time to process. It can also show up in educational environments if we're learning a new concept, if someone's trying to teach us something, if we're trying to teach other people something. I know that happens for me a lot. If I'm teaching, or let's say I'm helping my kids out with something, it takes me a little bit of time to figure out what to do with their response and how to take the next step forward. It can also show up with experiences that we might have out in the world at a concert or other forms of entertainment. Really, delayed processing can show up in pretty much any interaction that we have with another individual. So why might we feel like delayed processors as autistic individuals? First of all, I want to posit the idea that we're not necessarily delayed processors. We just take in a ton more information than everyone around us. There's no real way to prove that because I can't live life through anybody else's eyes and brain and experiences. But I have seen that autistic people generally take in so much information and so many details about their surroundings that it just takes a longer time to figure out how to categorize that information and which pieces of that are actually important. How many of you realize that you notice things that other people don't? Maybe there's a light that's flickering overhead or music in the background and no one else seems to be bothered by it, but it's the only thing you can focus on. That's a very common autistic experience. So while we're trying to figure out why isn't anybody turning the light off and why is this radio station on when it's the most annoying thing I've ever heard, we're trying to process that information while somebody else might be trying to have a conversation with us. Oftentimes when we're processing this information, another person that we're with might be trying to have a conversation with us, but there's too many processes going on for us to communicate that we're actually having trouble understanding the conversation because we're focused on something else. Sometimes I like to say, I can't hear you, the lights are too bright. It makes sense to me.